From the makers of the first bottled bourbon, we're going with their first Kentucky Straight Rye.
Rye.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Brolic Whiskey. I am Metahuman Dave.
Just Mike, in your presence.
And we are reviewing Old Forester Rye, which, Mike, it actually is a brand new product. It actually just came out in February.
Well, you know, I'm really excited about drinking a rye.
I know you are. You love your ryes.
I'm excited.
You know who you can thank for this. There's actually two people you can thank. First one being Whiskey Padawan. He requested a review of this bottle.
Because it's new? Okay.
And I was like, you know what? It's actually in my cupboard, so why don't we
bring it out?
Bring it out to the front of the line. And who do we have to thank for the bottle itself? I'll let you guess.
All right. All right. Good
All
old
right.
JB.
JB, Johnny Brolic. So this one's to you.
Man.
Thank you very much for the bottle, sir.
Oh, hey. Let's talk about that smell.
Do we have a convert?
No, but it smells really good.
It does. It really does smell nice. So I was telling Mike off camera when he saw that this was a rye, and he immediately he's like, you know I don't like rye. I was saying off the mash bill alone, he likes my impression of it.
Thank you. That was spot on.
The mash bill alone tells me this is going to taste a lot different than any other rye that we've had, because most ryes are very high. They're like 95.5 if you're from getting an MGP product, and that's what most of the ryes we've reviewed have been, is 95.5 or in that range. This is almost, you could think of it as a reverse bourbon. It's a 65% rye, 20% malted barley, which is key, and I'll get to that in a second, and then only 15% corn. So they still use some corn in this mash bill, which is unique. So reverse those two numbers, the corn and the rye, and that's basically a bourbon. So that's why I'm saying it's like a reverse bourbon.
I'll tell you what. That thing smells delightful. It smells fantastic. Very sweet. Very desserty, caramelly, vanilla-y.
There's that word again.
It's
vanilla.
Vanilla-y. Yeah, it's got a very I don't know, decadent smell to it.
Yes, that's a good word. He's using big words now.
Yes, I've got to my 3 syllables. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Now, I don't like rye. I just don't. This one's not bad. Honestly, it's not bad. It does have a lot of those spicy notes. That's, you know, indicative of the rye.
Yeah.
But not harsh.
Uh-huh.
It's not overpowering. It's not in your face. But they're definitely present. Now, on top of that, it gets sugary and cherry flavor light.
Sugar and cherry.
Yeah, that's what I get with it. I get that very sweet back end of it. Well, actually more towards the mid, it's sweet. And then on the back end, it goes right into this like alcoholish burn for me. So,
yeah, okay. I got you.
Not too bad at all. Not too bad. I'd probably throw a legit 7 at this for me.
Ooh,
even though it's a rye.
That's a win for the rye department, because that's probably the best that he's ever scored a rye. So, before I get onto my tasting notes, let me just say, because I always forget, we like to review our whiskeys 3 separate ways. If you're interested in hearing reviews without the snobbery, hit the little subscribe button, hit the bell icon to get notified of new videos. But please, with the changes that are coming in with YouTube, just in case our channel ever gets banned without any notice, we'd like you to know where to keep in touch with us. Of course, we have a Patreon, which is patreon.com/Brolic Whiskey. We have a Facebook page for Brolic Whiskey, and of course, you can follow me on Instagram at Metahuman Dave. Boom, done. On to this. I'm actually a little on the disappointed side with the taste, actually. I felt it was a little too thin. This is 100 proof, Mike.
Yes.
Did you realize that? This
No.
is 50% ABV.
Doesn't taste like it.
It doesn't taste like it. And that's actually one of the things that got me excited. I was like, oh, you know what? This is a higher proof. It might bring out a lot of flavor notes. It seems to me a little young, a little thin. Like it doesn't linger as much as I'd like to see. It tastes okay, but it kind of just dissipates off the tongue rather quickly. It doesn't pack the punch of what I'd expect of 50 proof, or 50%, or I should say 100 proof. It doesn't pack the punch that I'd expect, which is, I guess, depending on what you're looking for, could be a good or a bad thing. Tasting it neat, it's a little thin. If you're going to put it in cocktails, this is going to be quite the powerful cocktail.
Well, yeah, all that ABV. I agree with you, though. In terms of, I didn't realize that at first, but yeah, it does taste young. It does taste young. It does vanish pretty quickly.
While it's on the tongue, it is pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually think Mike is scoring a lot higher than me today. I'm going to go like a 5.8. It's a little boring for me.
Yeah, you're a rye fan. For me, I'm excited. This is a rye that I can actually
drink,
consume.
So I did say earlier when I was talking about the mash bill that there was something that I wanted to talk about that makes this different. And according to Old Forester, you want to pour us our waters?
Ooh, I get to do this again?
You get to do it. So
my training.
What's unique about this is that 20% malted barley. A lot of times, other ryes use a very small percentage of malted barley. And the malt actually, let me see what my notes say. It allows natural fermentation to occur versus with other ryes, they actually have to use an artificial enzyme to create that fermentation process. So it allowed Old Forester to still use their proprietary yeast strains that they use in all their bourbons. So this is a natural fermented rye. So it's going to taste, I thought it was going to taste a lot different.
Yeah, it makes it sound like it's going to take longer, which would mean this is an older rye, but it doesn't taste that way.
No, because the fermentation process is one of the shortest parts of the whole distillation process. Usually it's only a couple of days worth of fermentation. And I don't know really what they use with the artificial enzymes that they're talking about. It's something I've never really looked into, but I just thought this was going to taste a lot different than other ryes, but it doesn't really taste that different.
Well, I think you'll enjoy the smell, honestly.
I'm actually getting a little cherry behind the rye with the water.
I got a little bit, but what came out to me when I first smelled it was the vanilla. To me, it smells more vanilla to me.
Ooh, I get zero vanilla.
Really?
No, I don't get any.
It smells like vanilla ice cream to me.
Interesting to me.
Ooh, I'm just not enjoying that. That's rather unfortunate. So this is why I don't like rye whiskey, because of all those excessive spicy notes. This is too much for me. You see where it all is now? Are you getting all that?
Well, black pepper and licorice and things like that are things that you kind of expect with rye, especially even like a dill pickle type of taste. So, considering that I know you and you love spicy foods, I'm actually surprised at how much you hate the spiciness of ryes.
Well, a spicy pepper is much different than black licorice. Black licorice is awful. Mm-hmm. Black licorice is horrible. Mm-hmm. I don't enjoy it. I don't mind pickles on my sandwich, along with a lot of other stuff. This is a little bit on the briny side. I don't mind black pepper, but I'm not going to sit there and sprinkle black pepper on my tongue.
And so I don't think any of these taste like you're sprinkling black pepper. It just gives you hints of having black pepper on it.
It's too much for me. It's too much for me.
So you don't like it with the water?
Not at all. I would take this down to probably, for myself, a 3. I'm assuming the rye guys would probably take it at a 5.
I actually think it tastes way better with the water because it brought out a lot of the rye notes. So now it actually does taste better than it did neat. It still doesn't linger that long, longer than with neat, but enough that yes, I will bump this up a little bit to like a 6.3.
Really? Okay.
I'm bumping it up.
Yeah, this does not work for me. If you're not a rye person, definitely do not add water to it. Ready? Let's do it.
Let's move on to the last way, which is on ice.
Cubes already.
Cubes are already in the glass. Mike is a pro at this point. The only thing we need is some pro audio equipment next. So help us get to that goal of getting better equipment by becoming a Patreon supporter of the channel. Patreon.com/Brolic Whiskey means a lot to us, especially if YouTube ends up banning us.
Yeah, we'll have to find another platform besides YouTube.
It's either going to be Patreon or Facebook at this point, unless someone comes up with a YouTube competitor, because unfortunately, they got a monopoly right now.
Wow. Okay, I wouldn't be able to explain why you can't smell that vanilla note. That's what I get.
You get vanilla.
Yeah. I feel like
I don't get vanilla.
This is my kids eating. They love it. I hate vanilla ice cream. They love vanilla ice cream. I'm pretty sure they're not my kids. I'm a chocolate fan, and they die for vanilla. And this is what I smell when we go get ice cream.
I'm not getting any vanilla note, so it's like couldn't be more opposite because I do not smell vanilla.
Not in yours.
It smells the same.
No, yours smells different. Yeah, I'm sorry. To me, it's vanilla. Vanilla,
right.
And all vanilla and nothing but vanilla. But
well, let's see what Mike thinks on the taste. I bet he doesn't think it tastes like vanilla.
absolutely not. Okay. It started out halfway decent. Very slight on the spice notes, which was okay. It finished horribly.
It finishes horribly.
Horribly. Yeah. On the back end, that is not enjoyable. Those 4 or 5 seconds of enjoyment in the beginning are just wiped out by the 15 seconds of garbage at the end. Wow. Thank God it's gone. Okay.
Yeah,
I will do that one more time.
you gotta.
Initially, I'm going to say it's a 2.
Always gotta go with a second taste before giving a full score. It's not enjoyable on ice. It's really bad. It's
Okay.
It's not as bad as most peated whiskeys are on ice, but it's pretty damn close.
No, this is wow. That really took a hard left. I'm going to call that undrinkable for me. Yeah, it got real bad. As soon as it cooled down a little bit more, even the initial enjoyment is gone now.
Okay.
Now it's just bad throughout. Ooh, that hit me hard.
What was the score? 1?
Yeah, let's drink.
I'm not going to go that bad. I'm going to say 2.5. It's not good. It's not something I would want to drink. This might be best served as a cocktail mixer versus a whiskey to drink straight. Mike, it sells for about $25, so it's not bad.
That's not bad.
It's a really low price, entry level
Yeah.
whiskey. I could say this. I didn't want to say it earlier in the video. Old Forester, the classic bourbon, is one of the first whiskeys I had in my collection, and it was probably the first bourbon I ever owned. I hated it. Thought it was almost undrinkable.
Wow.
And I only finished it by making old fashions. I will not say this is in the same realm as that.
No.
But I still think it would probably make for a better cocktail mixer than a sipper.
I don't know. I think someone that's new to whiskey can use this as a cheap introduction to rye to see if they even enjoy rye. I think for $25 you can try a rye whiskey.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to hurt you. I wouldn't suggest it to anyone that's probably a rye fan or someone that realizes they don't like rye.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't recommend it to someone who's already a rye fan.
Yeah.
This is a disappointing rye if you are a fan of rye.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
But
unfortunate.
50 ABV, it makes for a good cocktail. You can make an old fashioned with rye as well as bourbon, so
Do it.
try it.
Do it.
I don't have anything else to say, Mike.
I do. Chopsticks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.